Chapter 6. The Manifest. The conveyor belt whined, a high-pitched mechanical scream that drowned out Marcus's panic. They were sliding backward, feet first, toward the towering figure of the Thresher. The giant stood perfectly still at the end of the line, the sharpening steel tapping a rhythmic clink, clink, clink against his thigh. "Ben, do something!" Marcus yelled, scrabbling uselessly against the slick rubber belt. Ben's mind was racing, an engineer looking for a catastrophic failure point. He couldn't stop the motor. The controls were on the Thresher side. He had to break the mechanism. His eyes darted to the side rails. The belt ran on heavy steel rollers, their bearings exposed and greasy. "Brace yourself!" Ben shouted. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the only tool he had left, a heavy-duty Leatherman multi-tool. He didn't open the blade. He kept it folded into a solid block of steel. As they neared the Thresher, Ben lunged to the side, jamming the multi-tool deep into the gap between the belt and the drive roller. Crunch! Screech! The sound was deafening. Metal sheared against metal. The roller seized. The rubber belt suddenly halted, while the motor, still torqued, buckled violently upward like a whip. Ben and Marcus were launched into the air. They crashed onto the concrete floor in a tangle of limbs, sliding into a stack of silver Blackwell crates. The Thresher roared, a muffled, guttural bellow from behind the bull mask. The machine was smoking, sparks showering down around him. He stepped off the platform, ignoring the broken conveyor, and started toward them, his heavy boots closing the distance with terrifying speed. "Move, Mark," Ben groaned, hauling his brother to his feet. They scrambled backward, putting a heavy steel prep table between them and the Thresher. In the chaos of the crash, one of the silver crates they had hit had toppled over, its latches springing open. Marcus froze, his eyes locked on the spilled contents. It wasn't a disorganized pile of gore. It was product! Dozens of heavy, vacuum-sealed plastic bags had spilled onto the floor. They were frosted with cold. Inside, pressed into uniform grayish-pink blocks, was meat. Marcus picked one up, his hands shaking so badly he almost dropped it. A white thermal label was stuck to the front, printed with the same efficient corporate font as the sign on the wall. Blackwell Group Biorecovery Div, lot number 492B. Contents, processed protein paste, grade C. Origin, Huerto County, field office. Grade C, Marcus whispered, horror replacing the panic in his voice. They aren't just killing people, Ben. They're packaging them. "It's a supply chain," Ben said, his voice hollow. The sheer industrial scale of it crushed him. This wasn't a family of backwoods maniacs. This was a franchise. A heavy metal prep table slammed into the wall inches from Ben's head. The Thresher had thrown it across the room like a frisbee. He was right on top of them now. The smell hit them first. Dry blood, engine grease, and the sickly sweet scent of the lye they used to clean the floors. The bull mask loomed over the table, the empty eye socket staring down. "At the chute!" Ben yelled, pointing to a square metal opening in the wall marked "Incinerator Feed, Do Not Enter." It was a desperate, stupid idea, but it was the only way out that wasn't blocked by 7 feet of homicidal muscle. Ben grabbed Marcus and shoved him toward the dark opening. "Go! Slide!" Marcus hesitated for a fraction of a second, looking at the black hole that smelled of ash and sulfur. Then, as the Thresher's hand, bigger than a shovel, reached for his neck, Marcus dove head first into the chute. Ben followed instantly, launching himself into the darkness just as the Thresher's fist hammered into the wall where his head had been a second earlier. They slid down a steep, oily metal slide in pitch blackness for what felt like an eternity. The sound of their own ragged breathing echoed in the tight space. They didn't land in fire. They landed on a pile of cold, soft ash in a basement room that was even deeper underground. Ben coughed, pulling his shirt over his mouth. He clicked on the small LED flashlight on his keychain. The beaming cut through the dust. They were in a boiler room. A massive, antiquated furnace dominated the center, its iron door cold and shut, but the walls were what drew Ben's eye. They were covered in cork boards, hundreds of them, pinned to the cork were driver's licenses, passports, missing person flyers bleached by the sun. Ben stepped closer to the nearest board. He saw faces he recognized from the news of the last decade. A hitchhiker from '08, a real estate agent who vanished in '12. And in the center of the newest board, pinned with a shiny red tack, was a photo taken just hours ago. It was a picture of their car, stalled on the side of the road. And next to it, a handwritten note on Blackwell stationery. New arrivals, 3 units, 2 labor-capable, males, 1 female, artistic temperament, hold female for mama in the porcelain room, process males immediately. "They're watching us since we crossed the county line," Ben whispered, the beam of light shaking in his hand. "Kira is upstairs in the porcelain room. We have to go up."